Hey guys, do you want to make a meaningful difference in one of my local Nicaraguan friends' lives? My friend Flavio's dream is to do art and be able to do it for a living, and you can help him accomplish this, okay? If you're in the US or in Europe, you can check out the merchandise shelf below and purchase a product there. All of these products are designed by Flavio, and he gets all of the proceeds from these sales. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and if you want to support our work, check out the merchandise, buy a course, do that kind of stuff. Now I'll see you in today's video. Ciao!
What's up, everybody? Today I am talking with Raf, and he is a copywriter. And this is a phrase that I only recently knew, or have heard about, and I don't actually know anything about. I know it's relevant to a lot of different things because, you know, writing isn't everything, but I'm excited to learn more. And for those of you guys who are listening, Axel, my VA, has been reaching out to people and kind of trying to find people to do these calls with. So this is one of those calls that was originated that way. So Raf actually first communicated with Axel, and now we are talking. How you doing, Raf?
Hi, I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm excited. I love being able to do these calls and be exposed to so many different kinds of people, and I've met some like really fascinating people and had some really great conversations. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks like it. You have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing, you know, if you can make videos and just be enthusiastic, like that's all you really need to do.
Yeah, definitely. So it's great to be here. Thank you for having me here as well.
You're welcome. I absolutely appreciate you being here. It's an honor to be able to talk with you and all the people I talk with on this YouTube channel. So why don't you tell us a bit about yourself? What do you do? What is copywriting?
Okay. So I'm a copywriter, more of a direct response copywriter, and I help businesses write more effective copy so they can sell more of whatever product or service they're selling, get more leads, get higher conversion rates when they're running ads, you know. I'm sure everyone wants a higher ROI when they're running ads, ad campaigns. And yeah, I write sales pages, sales letters, webinar scripts, emails, landing pages and such, even Facebook ad copy. So just a quick overview on what copywriting is. So copywriting is like the art and science of persuasion in written form. So our number one goal with copywriting is to get the reader to take some form of action. So that might mean we want them to buy, we want them to download something, we want them to opt into our email list, we want them to attend an event or any kind of action you can think of. So that's just a quick background about me. And oh yeah, and I also coach other people and I teach copywriting as well through my Facebook group. And yeah, I teach a couple of business owners and also aspiring copywriters as well.
So it's basically anytime you're using words and you want to be more effective with your words.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, so a lot of my audience are dropshippers. And I don't actually dropship anymore. I probably will in the future, but at the moment I'm not. But I'm always trying to figure out like, okay, how do I make things relevant to them? And so like, this is a good example of that because one of the most important things in dropshipping is being able to create effective titles that get people to like click on your item as opposed to other people's items. And so that I think that's an example of where copywriting would come in, right?
Yeah, that's right. So especially with dropshipping, since you have a lot of direct competitors and most of the time they have exactly the same product. Is that right?
Yeah.
Most of the time they have the exactly same product. Yeah. So with that, you have to somehow stand out. How will you get the customers buy from you, not from the other people? So that's where copywriting comes in. So like you mentioned a while ago, the title of your what you're selling, that really helps. That's part of copywriting. We need to have an attention grabbing title. So to draw attention, to make people click on your listing wherever you're selling it at. And aside from that, the headline, the product description as well. It has to be, you know, compelling. And somehow you have to consider the pains of the audience. What kind of pains does your product solve? You can talk about that in the product description or maybe anywhere else in the sales page or order page where you're selling the product. and that will help you stand out from the rest. Also in your ads, especially if you're running ads, you want your ads to be more attention grabbing and to keep their interest, so they end up clicking on your ads and actually buying from you.
So actually, now that you bring up ads, I have a question about. I know like nothing about marketing or like Facebook advertisement, but I'm trying to learn more about this, particularly because I'm making courses, and like my YouTube course in particular, I'm really happy with. I think it's a great course, but I don't have any traction on Udemy with it because my YouTube channel was about dropshipping. On Udemy, I have a dropshipping course that does really well, but my YouTube course does like 2% of the sales my dropshipping course does. So I'm trying to learn how to market it better. And now that you bring up advertising, do you have any insight on places that I could go to learn more about like advertising, just as a side thing?
Yeah, sure. Do you mean like what kind of advertising? Facebook advertising?
Well, that Facebook is what comes to mind, but I have a course that teaches people how to run a YouTube channel and create content. And I don't do any advertising or marketing for it. So I know Facebook advertising is one thing, but really, I mean, I'm open to anything. I know so little about advertising. I've always been like word of mouth and just like, I just want to be positive and people will just like do it. But like you kind of pushing it a little bit is good too,
Yeah, definitely. So there are some experts who focus on that. Facebook advertising, especially digital marketing, just like Frank Kern. If you've ever heard of Frank Kern,
How do I
he's
spell
one
it?
of the Frank Kern, Kern. Frank Kern.
Kern.
Yeah, he specializes in digital marketing, and he also teaches that as well, how to effectively advertise on Facebook and or other mediums, and as well as sales funnels as well when you're trying to sell courses like yours or any kind of product. So he's a good example. He's a good expert to follow if you'd want to learn more about
Awesome.
advertising.
I'll check that out later.
Yeah, definitely. That would be a big help, especially since you're trying to sell, get more traction for your YouTube course.
So back to copywriting. Tell me how did you get into it? Like, because I'm assuming this is what you do. It's what you do for a living, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
was that always a thing, or like how did that start?
Yeah, so I started with just writing, writing articles, blog posts, content. So that's where I started. And I only discovered copywriting by working with one client who was an agency owner. So that agency focused on Facebook ads, and with agencies like that, they're always in need of a good copywriter. So in that way, I was introduced to copywriting. They gave me a lot of training and even coached me as well to about the basics of digital marketing and copywriting. And that's how I learned copywriting. That's how I got exposed to it. And eventually, I got sort of addicted to learning copywriting because it's a really good skill. It's a high income skill. If you follow Dan Lok, he also preaches copywriting because he previously was a copywriter as well before Dan Lok. Yeah. And then from there, that's when I started reading more books, getting more courses, and actually practicing copywriting until I was able to, have a successful freelance career as a copywriter. And now I'm just sharing this gift to other people as well who are interested in learning copywriting, whether they're business owners or maybe freelancers or aspiring copywriters.
That's awesome. One of the best things you can do is to be able to have a passion, identify it, and to share it with other people. If you're doing that, you're set. But
Yeah,
so
definitely.
what were you doing for money before you were able to earn more money from copywriting? Because it sounds like you've had a long-term interest in writing. Copywriting wasn't like the first time that you started writing. It sounds like before you learned about copywriting, you were a passionate writer. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, so ever since actually, I've even when I was a writer back then, I've always been a freelancer. So I never had a day job, a normal day job, because freelancing, you get to work anywhere you like. Yeah, that's where I started freelance writing, and that's how I earned my income before copywriting. I was able to switch after a few months of learning copywriting, and yeah, I guess that's how I switched, and that's what I
So,
was earning before.
so you've been
That's
used to
how I was earning.
the freelancing lifestyle for a long time, or at least
Yeah,
that's
almost 4
awesome.
years now.
So, how would you distinguish like writing from copywriting? Like, because from what I'm understanding, copywriting sounds like just effective writing. So,
Yeah.
how would you distinguish them?
Yeah, that's a really common question that I um always get. So writing, copywriting. When it comes to writing, your only goal is to write words that sound nice, you know. Um most people the thing is, most people, most entrepreneurs, most business owners, they don't get what the difference between copywriting and content writing is. So when it comes to content writing, all you're paying for is content, which might mean just having text on your sign that sound good, but you're not sure if it's going to convert, if it's going to work, if you're going to get more sales out of it. So with copywriting, we're also writers, but we're more focused on the sale. We're focused on conversions, focused on making our clients more money. So that's our specialty. We focus on persuasion, on getting people to click, getting people to buy. So when you're working with a copywriter, the chance your ROI increases, the chances that you will get more sales out of your, I don't know, your sales page or your website increases, or even your emails. So that's the main benefit of having copywriting, or knowing copywriting at least. It's a very high income skill. It's not just writing, it's a mix of marketing, advertising, even psychology and persuasion.
So it sounds like writing is more about, or as you said, content writing is more about expressing yourself, whereas copywriting is about like instilling an emotion within the person who's reading to get a response. Would you say that's
Yeah,
accurate?
yeah, that's a good way of putting it actually. That's why we call it direct response copywriting as well. So you can get a response from the consumer.
Get that interaction. So
Yeah.
could you share an example of like what does a typical, like, as a freelancer, I'm just going to use the word gigs for the work you do. Like what is a typical gig that you do? Like what would it look like? How would the person reach out to you? What would they ask you to do, and what service would you perform?
I see. So usually, they either come to me or message me from my website, and my website is scattered throughout the internet. So, I really don't know where they come from most of the time. But of course, sometimes I prospect, I reach out to certain people, my ideal clients, businesses that I'd want to work with, and then, yeah, when they message me, they usually need copy for sales pages. That's the most common, sales pages, as well as their entire funnel for the entire marketing strategy that they plan on doing. So that might mean from the Facebook ad itself to the emails and the sales page, and even the other pages that come between those, like the thank you page and uh, other types of copy. So yeah, that's what I usually do as a copywriter. It's more of a package kind of copy thing. But of course, I also get some projects which are only one sales letter, one sales page, and smaller projects like that.
So if my understanding is correct, like say I were to hire you for like to help me with my Udemy course, you would look at the page that potential students see and then look at the wordage on that page and change it to increase the chance that that potential student becomes a paid student. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha.
So aside from just changing the words, I also, what we usually do is we study the product first and their market. So who are the people who are usually buying from Udemy? Who are your best prospects there? And I study your course, for example. What's the best way of selling this course? Why is it not performing as well as it used to? As well as the others, for example. And then, we try to create angles on how to position your course so that it stands out from the different courses
from the
that are similar to yours. Yeah. That also might include, the image that you're using for the course. Does it resonate with your market, with your ideal customer? And after all that research, because bulk of copywriting is actually research, because you want to instill a response. After all that research, then comes the writing itself. So it's not just writing, it's more of really studying your market.
The bigger picture.
The bigger picture. Well, at least that's how copywriters who get results do it.
Would you say there's a lot of copywriters who don't get results, or I guess that's true for anything. That's not really a good question to ask. Sorry.
Yeah. Actually, there are a lot. Those copywriters are usually in the low end of the budget. So, the old saying that you pay what you get what you pay for is actually true.
Mm-hmm. So, is there if we bring it back to dropshipping titles, for example, is there something you could imagine would be a common mistake that people make? For in this case, it's a title of a product, and this title serves two purposes, right? One, you want to make it stand out from the other people who are selling the exact same thing, and two, you have to use the keywords properly so that the item is even found in the first place. SEO is quite a relevant thing in titles. And is there anything you could say is a common mistake that people make in this situation?
Okay. So first of all, because I don't have a deep knowledge on drop shipping, can you tell me when it comes to drop shipping, are these products listed in one website or are they separate?
Well, it depends. So dropshipping is just a way to source products. You could dropship on Amazon, you could dropship on eBay, you could dropship on your own Shopify website, just to give you a few examples. So a lot of my audience, they're eBay dropshippers, and in general, there's more eBay dropshippers than other dropshippers, just because eBay is the easiest platform to start out on. But yeah, typically on eBay, it's in order for the buyer to even see the item, they have to search for something, and then they'll get a search result, and there's hundreds of results. And if you're on the first page, then maybe you're one of the first couple results. Then you'll get clicks and you'll get sales. But if you don't show up on that first page, if you're on page 8, your listing basically doesn't exist,
Yeah. So in that case, because I also have a general understanding of how SEO works, and on that case, a big factor of that will actually be because people when they search for stuff, they usually look at the ranking first, because it's close, went to the top, and as well as the reviews, number of reviews as well. And when it comes to the title, ideally you'd want not to copy what your competitors have. So I guess that's the number one mistake. But when it comes to that, I believe that the title is just 1/4 of the success formula. The more important part is actually ranking your listing higher. But of course, that can make impact more the clicks that you're getting if you have a better title. And the rest of the selling, where you can actually get more benefits out of copywriting, is in the product descriptions itself, on the copy on how you're going to sell that specific product. And again, it depends on what kind of product you're selling. if it's too generic, if it's uh, something new that people haven't heard of, and then you're the types of products that have infomercials, the one where you show a transformation of some sort, something like that. Yeah.
Like on cable television. This is what they
Sorry?
look like on cable TV. Like they'll have ads at late at night and be like, "This is what they looked like before, and this is what they look like now. They're different people."
Yeah, something like that.
That's cool. So is there anything you want to ask me? Anything I can help you with, or?
Well, let me just think of a question.
No worries.
Well, while I'm thinking, I do have something to add that, might help your viewer somehow or yourself. Yeah, so one lesson that I find that most people maybe watching this would really take advantage of would be that when you're selling, you should actually be selling the benefits, not just the features. Because a common thing that I see with people in e-commerce, for example, is that they focus on the features of a product. So for example, when you're selling, let's say you're selling a MacBook Pro, like that. You don't actually sell a MacBook Pro by listing its features, the specifications of the laptop. You sell it based on the benefits that they would get. So I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, that makes sense. So in this example of a laptop, you would talk about like how the laptop can change the person's life, how it can enable them to do other things, what it can enable them to do, and these kind of things. Talk about more its effect on people instead of just like, okay, it has this much RAM.
Yeah, definitely. That's right. Also, one feature of the MacBook Pro laptop, for example, is its aluminum steel case, right?
Yeah.
So you don't actually sell that when you're selling a MacBook Pro. That's just a reason for charging your price because it's a high quality material. So that somehow can justify the price that Apple asked for. So instead of focusing on selling that, what you're going to sell would be the more of the lifestyle or the branding of Apple, since they do a lot of advertising on their products.
So in that case, you might, instead of talking about the fact that it's made of this, you might talk about how it's really durable and you could take it anywhere and it's not going to break on you, and it's really light, so you're not going to get tired lugging it around, and it's reliable. Interesting.
Yeah. So I think that would benefit a lot of people, once they understand that you should be selling the benefits, not the features.
Yeah, this is making me think, because before I did eBay dropshipping, but I'm kind of done with eBay for now. I got banned on eBay, so I can't. I could sell on eBay by using other people's accounts and making like accounts not in my identity, that kind of thing. But it would be easier to just dropship using a different platform that I'm not in trouble on. But this conversation is making me think more about Shopify, because Shopify is interesting when it comes to dropshipping, because it is more about curating a product and getting, like, if you can get people to come visit your website, then you can talk about all these things that we're talking about, how the product can influence them, how it can be useful to them, the changes that it could make in their life, how they can use it. Whereas typically, like, an eBay dropshipper, it's more about the SEO and just, like, finding somebody who already wants something and getting them to just buy it from you instead of other people. Like a lot of times, these customers barely even look at descriptions. So
yeah,
but on
definitely.
Shopify,
That's a good observation. That's a good insight. Because people on eBay, they mostly look on the reviews of your product. If you have the same product, if you're selling a lot, if you have a lot of competitors selling the same product, they will look at the reviews, and of course the rankings matter a lot, because it's what they see first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but for Shopify stores, this will really help them as well, because there aren't a lot of competition when they're on your website. Actually, you don't have competition when they're on your website.
Yeah, once they're there. Yeah, you get to control the experience more, and like there's even people who will have like dummy items on their Shopify stores so that like really they want you to buy this item, but they add other items to make that item look better, or like to make that item look like a good deal because the other item's like $60 and that one's 40. Yeah, they're the same thing, but you know, it's all about the experience and it's all relative,
Yeah, that's
right?
good. That's psychology there. Price anchoring, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we do that in copywriting as well, you know. Sometimes adding, telling people that this is worth, you know, this value, and then you're getting it at only this price and such.
So is there anything you want to share with my audience? Like we could talk about your website, or I could show, because like right now I'm recording the screen, so it's showing the Skype call, but I could go to your website to show the audience if you want. I always try and like anytime I'm doing a call with people, like if I can bring a little bit of traffic or whatever to so that maybe some people know where to go if they want to hire you, this kind of thing, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, sure. So my website's copywritingdojo.com.
1 second.
I can send you a link.
Copywritingdojo.com. I think I got it. It's loading. Hi, welcome
Yeah.
to the dojo.
Yeah, so that's my website. And actually, if you click on the button there, it will lead you to the group, the Facebook group. And you know, if any of you guys would like to join the group, it would be good because there are a lot of discussions about copywriting, what I discussed earlier in this call. And then we also have a job board for people who are interested in looking for copywriters in the Philippines.
Haha.
So, you know, if you need to find someone.
Yeah, the Philippines so interesting. It comes up so frequently in e-commerce and online stuff.
Really?
Oh yeah, like when it comes to virtual assistants, Filipino VAs are like the cream of the crop because they're high quality and they're like really well priced. Like the concept of hiring a VA from Europe or America is like, why would you do that? You could get somebody who like works harder and doesn't need as much money because they live in a place where the cost of living is cheaper, you know. But it is interesting. There's something about Filipino culture where the work ethic is just better than in a lot of other countries. And maybe I just think that, but like most of the Filipinos that I've met, they just kind of care more about their work. It's more important to them. Whereas a lot of the Americans I know, like they kind of take work more for granted. It's just something that they do and that they kind of resent. And I'm sure there's people like that in the Philippines, but in general, like it's
that's
a
right.
topic that comes up a lot.
Yeah, we get that a lot, and I'm not really sure. It might be culture, and yeah, we're one of the most hardworking people in the world. So that's that. Generally, I mean, you know.
Oh, so I've been calling you Raf. Your full name's Rafi?
It's actually Raphael, but
Gotcha.
yeah, right now I prefer Raf.
Yeah, I'm showing your website in the background right now, just scrolling down.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Oh, look, I like the part where you talk about how like it takes years to work properly. You can't just do it overnight. That's good. That's definitely something that I get frustrated with other people. It's like they're all about getting the person to get the purchase, and then the second the purchase happens, they're just done. Like there's like a whole world of stuff that needs to happen after that to like make sure somebody's interested and continues learning, you know. But there's a lot of people out there who take advantage of people and they don't actually want them to learn.
Yeah, definitely. We need to think even after the sale because especially if you're building a brand, you know.
That's really cool. Awesome. Oh, and the membership is free.
Yeah, to the Facebook group. Yeah, that's one way of us inviting more people to join the group. So right now we're almost 4,000 members, and yeah, a lot of Filipino aspiring copywriters, seasoned copywriters as well, and there are also entrepreneurs inside from across the globe, because people who are looking to hire copywriters from the Philippines go to us. So so that's good as well. We're helping other copywriters get more jobs and helping other entrepreneurs connect with talented copywriters in our country.
Oh, that's awesome. Working with a community is honestly, I think, the most fulfilling thing that we can do in this life. Anytime you're working with other individuals like that, it feels awesome. Yeah, so
definitely. One of the reasons why I actually started it.
Your group is 4,000. That's actually over double what it says on the website. It says 1,800 people.
Yeah, I think I haven't updated that website, but yeah, since more of the focus is on the group, to be honest.
Yeah, this is it's a landing page, so I understand.
Yeah, it's a landing page.
And there's a blog too.
Yeah, with a few. Yeah, I haven't updated that, but there are a few blog posts there. But soon we're going to post more blogs there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there's like at least 10. There's more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's like 8 on this page. And so these blog posts are like kind of advice about copywriting or more information about it?
Yeah, just the basics. And we're planning on posting more. Just right now I've been focusing on posting high value stuff on the group, inside the group, because more people are interacting inside, and it's more of a community. But yeah, I'm also planning on adding more blog posts there for people who aren't inside the group.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, man. So I think that's pretty much everything. I feel like I've learned a lot. I understand what copywriting is. I feel like I can define it. I understand how it's different than writing, and I've connected with you. Is there anything else you wanna cover or discuss? Any advice or anything?
Well, right now, yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, just remember, when it comes to selling, it's better to sell the benefits and then just list down the features, because that's the most common thing I see people in e-commerce do. It's a common mistake.
That's really interesting. That makes a lot of sense too. I will keep that in mind and start telling that to people. Anytime I do one of these calls, I try and internalize a lot, and then just like whenever the subject comes up, just be like, oh, this is a thing someone told me once.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you. And for those of you guys watching, links are all in the description if you want to check out Rafi's website or his Facebook group. Just look in the video. All right, guys. See you next time.
Ciao. See you next time.